Uh, so taking estrogen and feeling like my life is fake. So I'm making this video. 2 days. Has it been 2 days? Let's see. Today is Thursday. I got the estrogen on Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is my third day taking it. Is that right? Seems like it's only been 2 days. But the first day that I got it, or when I was going to the endocrinologist's office, could be, I don't remember exactly now, but I had this feeling like my life was fake, and that wasn't the first time I've had that feeling. I had that feeling, I think, for the first time back when I was studying religion and some of like 9/11 conspiracy theories. And I say that because all of that together just kind of contributed to this idea that my life was just fake, that it was like some kind of fiction where I was basically like my life is some kind of movie. Uh, where certain things that happen in this my life are basically like scripted, and that they're I don't want to say too bizarre to be real, but even things like when Trump got elected and then Biden was elected immediately after Trump, that just seemed like that was kind of too bizarre to be real. I was like, these two back to back being elected to be president of the United States was just too much. Like it was just when I say too much, I mean it was not too much for me to handle, but it was just too unbelievable. I guess is just the way to put it. I mean, like when I look at Biden as president now, I just can't believe that anybody would have voted for this guy. And of course, with Trump, when he was first running for office, I couldn't believe that he was even running for office. I mean, I couldn't believe that anybody was even taking it seriously. Of course, he turned out to be better than I expected in the very beginning. I think that there was a lot of prejudice there for me and for a lot of people, having seen him on TV and that kind of thing. I didn't realize how smart he was. He's actually much smarter than people give him credit for, and kind of how he presents himself. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I wasn't going to wear a wig when I started this video, but putting the wig on is half what inspired me to do it in the first place, because I was feeling kind of depressed a minute ago. Like just 2 minutes ago, I was kind of just like, ugh. I just feel like poop. I just feel defeated and low. How else do I put it? And then I put on the wig and makeup in this new sweater that I got from Goodwill, which still smells like Goodwill clothes, which I don't know if all Goodwill clothes smell that way, but the one here in Salisbury, every time I buy clothes from it, they all smell the same. It's a nice smell. It smells kind of like I don't know, like a dryer sheet, but not a dryer sheet I smelled before. I'm trying to get the glare off my glasses. Uh, but yeah, my life for I don't know. So that was the first time that I felt my life was fake. That was probably let's see. It was before I moved to Atlanta. Uh, so it's probably been 7 or 8 years at least, maybe 10 years. Just feeling like I said, like this is just some kind of movie, almost like the Truman Show. I just watched it recently because of this. I've had this thought so many times that show popped in my head. And if you've never seen it, the Truman Show is a Jim Carrey movie where he's basically unknowingly uh, an unknowing TV star that his life is a production which goes on around him without him even knowing about it, and he is the star of the show and doesn't even realize it. And basically, he's living his life thinking he lives just a normal life like everybody else, and doesn't realize that basically everybody around him is an actor. And that's kind of maybe it was from watching that movie when I was a teenager. I don't know, but that's kind of how I feel sometimes, or kind of what I mean when I say that my life is fake. Or that I feel like my life is fake, because I'm not convinced it is fake. I would like to think that it is real, and I think that there's a part of me that would like to think that it is fake. And I think I'm not entirely sure why I would want it to be fake. Maybe it's because I want it to be all about me. Um, uh, I don't know that I want it to be all about me. I think there's another part of me that wants it to be fake because I want to believe uh, that if you've ever watched movies, you know that movies have this thing with resolving conflict before the movie ends. Usually, unless it's a tragedy, usually the good guy wins in the end. Uh, Even if there is a Deus ex machina event where the hero is saved by some unbelievable thing at the very end, there's still some kind of resolution. Typically, either it's resolution of an internal conflict or a resolution of an external conflict. Uh, that that's kind of one of the reasons people go to movies and read stories is to see this conflict or tension or thing that's not right be resolved, and that's kind of where when I think of my life as being like a movie, that's kind of I would say like the main uh, hope, I guess, is that this is a movie, and I want it to be a movie because I want to make sure that this conflict is resolved before the movie ends. Uh, and I would hate to think like I want to say I almost died, but I was in a car accident once, and I've been in several car accidents, but this one in particular, I thought I was going to die. Some car accidents, I don't always think I'm going to die when I'm in a car accident. Sometimes you can just kind of tell that this isn't going to be that bad. But in this particular case, because I was driving a truck and pulling a trailer, not like a tractor trailer, but just a regular pickup truck and I was hauling a thing for digging ditches. I forget what it's called. A trencher, I think is what it's called. Ditch Witch, I believe, is the brand name. And one of the tires on my trailer blew out, and the trailer started fishtailing behind me and pushed the pickup truck off the road into a fairly deep ditch and caused it to flip over. And about the time that the trailer started fishtailing, I knew I was in trouble. And but when it pushed the truck off the road, and I had basically no control over it whatsoever. Uh, that's when I thought, I'm about to die, and I was angry. It wasn't. I didn't see my life flash before my eyes. I saw kind of the life that never was. It was like this conflict that I want resolution for has been plaguing me for years, and I never I never got to resolve it, and that made me very, very angry. That was the first thing that I felt when I saw that when that event happened, and even after it happened, that I just kind of remember that. I just remember like when I came to, I was grateful that I was still alive, but I just kind of looked at that and just thought, yeah, that anger that I felt was kind of noteworthy. Uh, like I remember, I feel like I just, I need to remember this. I need to keep this in mind because this is obviously, you know, I don't want to die, and I don't want to die because there's still that conflict. There's still that thing that needs to be resolved. The movie can't end, you know? It's not like I'm at peace with myself, and I think if I were at peace with myself, I could die at any time and not, uh, you know, I'd just be like, well, that's my time. But because I'm not at peace, because I still have this, like, this can't be it kind of feeling, I would say that I'm just not, I can't die, you know? Uh, Even though I do think about killing myself sometimes, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that on YouTube, but the thought does cross my mind sometimes, and but even that is from the just the frustration, just being tired uh, of this carrying around this storm constantly. Uh, Storm is not a really an appropriate word. Uh, just because it's not always it's a little bit dramatic, but it is a kind of uh, sometimes it is a storm, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just a feeling of being unsettled, not quiet, not settled, uh, disturbed. Uh, but it's never gone. Like even on days when I feel good, and even on days when I feel confident, there's still a discontent, and I think that's largely where this hope, I guess maybe that my life is a movie comes from. It could just be from watching too many movies when I was a kid. Like when I used to go visit my mom, she would take me and my brother to the video rental place, and we would rent like 5 movies, and then sit at go back to her house and watch all 5 movies, and then the next day go rent 5 more and come back and sit down and watch 5 movies all over again. But I didn't live with her. That was just for on our vacations, seeing her, trips to see her. Uh, but yeah, so taking estrogen kind of that that certainly kind of triggered this feeling that this is just some movie. There's no way this is real. If this was a real, this was if this universe were real, I wouldn't be going through this. Uh, it is hard to wrap my mind around still, and just to I'm gonna repeat myself here, something that I've said in previous videos, but I was never someone who knew they were trans. I didn't grow up dreaming of being a girl. I didn't. I never thought to myself, I shouldn't say never did, because I did think it at least once before I hit puberty, I would say. Uh, but it certainly wasn't like on a daily basis. It was the one time I did think it when I was maybe like 11. I'd called myself granddaughter by mistake, and it just felt right when I said it. I felt like I had used the right word, even though shortly after I said it, there was like it's like I said it, and there was a brief moment, uh, or almost like a confusion, and then I thought, wait a minute, I used the wrong word. But then that's when I had that kind of like gut response where I was like, no, that was it felt like the right word, and I thought, you know, maybe I'm a girl, but then I immediately thought, but there's, I can't do anything about it, because I'm not a girl. I'm not, physically I'm not a girl, so what's the point of even entertaining that idea? Uh, and I didn't. I didn't. I didn't entertain that idea until a few years ago, from seeing other trans people and that kind of thing. Uh, but I never, I don't remember wishing for a woman's body when I was younger. Even when I came to the idea that I was trans, I didn't uh, start wishing for a woman's body. It was more like, oh my God, do I need a woman's body to be happy? That was kind of my reaction to that. Uh, yeah, but so yeah, 3 days I've been taking it, and I was going to wait to take it uh, until I got into a better life situation. Working for my dad and working with a bunch of men, to me, is not the ideal situation. And I've stopped. I've tried it before and stopped, and stopped because of so like when I was doing it before, uh, the first time I tried estrogen, I did it for about a month and then I quit. And that was for that reason where I was in a homeless shelter, and it was a men's homeless shelter. Let me see if I have this right. Uh, yeah, I think I believe, it was, I was in a men's homeless shelter. I mean, I know I was in a men's homeless shelter, but I'm trying to remember if that was when I actually started it and then stopped it. Um, uh, but yeah, so yeah, my point is that it's not an ideal. I don't see it as ideal, and I was kind of hoping to wait to get into an ideal situation, but it seemed like when I first got here, I just seemed like I could not save money fast enough. I mean, it was like it. I mean, the first year that I was came back from Salisbury, I mean, I only saved $400 for the entire year, which to me is pathetic. Even if I'm not, you know, in other normal circumstances, that to me would be pathetic. I mean, but in this situation, I'm like trying to get into my own house as soon as possible, and you know, maybe go back to college and that kind of thing. But at the rate that I was going, it just seemed like this is not going to happen. And I thought I'm going to be stuck in this situation for like 5 years before I can even start taking hormones, and it seemed like a prison sentence. And I don't mean it was a prison sentence because I couldn't take hormones. It was just the situation where I was at, the work environment, not being able to dress at work. Not I don't wear wigs or makeup at work or even women's clothing. But not, of course, work isn't life. But even outside of work, there was just nothing. Um, there was just, where am I going to go, kind of thing. I'm not. I'm in a small town, conservative, and it just seemed like a prison sentence. It just, I mean, it seemed like, it's a nice prison. It's like the prison where rich people go that I've heard about, anyways. Uh, but it was just there's no life. I mean, it's like being dead, and I kept thinking about how am I going to get out of this prison? And I think at some point I thought I can't wait for the perfect situation. I may never be in a perfect situation. Uh, I got into an argument with my therapist, and because she wants me to wait, or she wanted me to wait until I was in a better situation, and I have requested a new therapist because she tried to make my decision her decision, and she tried to tell me that I need to quit my job with my father and get a job at a place like Starbucks and rent an apartment instead of living here in the shop. This is the back office. What the heck was that?